Hi guys, it's Clayna. Today we'll have a look at the Little Packages die set, and as we know, good things come in little packages. Now this is a small favourite box. It's 1.8 inches cubed. So on the packaging you'll notice that I said that it holds 4 sweets. Now let's take a look at the size and the designs that we can have with our little packages. So first of all, let's take a look at the design. Now on this one we've got some decorative panels, we've got some with the scallops, some square ones, and some with a circle here. Now we've got numbers on here, so this can be an advent set. If you don't want it to be an advent set, we've got some little sentiments like this one that says for you, so we can pop that on there. And now it's nothing to do with Christmas or Advent, it's just a little gift box. Now imagine these in cream and gold for a wedding. I think they'd be fab. It's a fab little favourite box. Now with this one you've got the ribbon strips in this kit that do the lines around, but the bow actually comes from the sleigh kit, which is in the bundle. So if you have a look at the Sleigh Rides die set, on the back here you'll see these are the little bow pieces. So they on the sleigh sit on top of the wreath here, but we're utilising them to add a little bow to our boxes. Now if you open them up you'll see the capacity. Like I said, it's 1.8 inches cubed, so if you were to pop a Ferrero Rocher in there it would have plenty of room. Now on the packaging I did say that it holds 4 sweets, so let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like I lied. So it is actually a little bit more generous than I thought. So when you're looking at what kind of capacity it's got, because obviously if you're doing an advent calendar or just a little gift box and you're thinking what can I fit in there, so that's 6 sweets. You kind of got the idea of the kind of size of these. So anything, if it's like jewelry or other snacks or sweets, that's the kind of capacity you're looking at. Okay, so like I said, we've got the 2 designs. So if we look at this design with the circle on top with the numbers, what I've done is I have given you these little panels that have got multiple numbers on them, and I've worked out how many 1s and 2s, for example, that you would need to do an advent calendar. So I've given you enough numbers here. If you cut those 2 pieces 3 times, that will give you enough for a whole advent calendar. Now I wonder what that would look like in an advent calendar. Shall we have a look at one idea? Okay, here we are. So here's a 3D tree that we've made just using these little favourite boxes. Now I appreciate this actually takes a little bit of time to do. Because your box is in 2 pieces, you need to cut that to enough to make 24 boxes, and then you've got your panels. Now I can actually let you know how many panels we cut. So what we did, you need 4 panels per box, apart from the top one, which is 5. So you need, let me show you on this one. So these panels with the circles, you need 24 of those. This panel with the scallop there, you need 24 of those. But this square one, you actually need 49 of that one. So you need 48, because you need 2 per box for the 2 sides. Or actually 1 side and the top. But then you need 1 extra for the number 1 up the top. So you actually need 49 of them and 24 of the other 2. That one and that one. So that's how many you need. Now I appreciate that's a lot of die cutting. But obviously it's a very small die set, and in the end you can make a lovely great big 3D project. I see there's a certain satisfaction that comes of making something like this, but then when you gift it to somebody, I think they'd absolutely love it. If you were to say, right, this is your advent calendar for this year. Now every box opens up, so it's nice and easy to fill, nothing's obstructed. So you just mount them up. And what we did was we put 8 on the bottom row, then 7, then 5, then 3, then 1. So that's how you would make that. If you wanted to do I mean, actually, to be honest, it wasn't very difficult to put it together, but you could do other shapes. You could literally stack them all up, you know, into a square. You would have to make a 25th box or put a hole in the middle with something in there. You could put them in a rectangle. So that would be 6 4 times. You could stack them in a big triangle. So stack them as like a flat triangle rather than a 3D tree. So there are many things that you can do with them. And I'd love to see if you would share in the group what you make with yours. We'd absolutely love to see it. And obviously the design, the inspiration team are going to be coming up with some amazing ideas of what to do with these. Now, when you put the this one together, whether it's with the numbers or the little sentiments, they're quite straightforward to put together. But what I'd like to show you is how to put one together with the ribbons, because there's just one little step on there that I'd like to show you. Okay, so let's do a box. So you will need 2 pieces. So 2 of this outline die shape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors, and on one of these pieces we're just going to cut the side tabs off. So that's both of the side tabs. You can do it with a guillotine as well if you don't want to do it with a pair of scissors. So we're just going to remove those. Okay, let's fold along all of our score lines. And I'm using a 300 GSM cardstock. Right, so these are our 2 pieces, one with and one without our side tabs. All we're going to do is we're going to rotate one of them and then join it together. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's all you need to do is put glue on those 2 side tabs, and then your box folds up. It's as easy as that. It's a really simple make. Okay, now let's take a look at our ribbons. So you want to cut, so this is the piece that forms the ribbons. Let's take a look at that. Now you cut this twice per box. Now there's 5 pieces, there's 4 longer strips, and then there's 1 tiny little one. You want to save that. You want all 5 of those pieces, and you want to cut it twice. Okay, so what you'll do is you've got your longer ones, and then you've got a couple of shorter ones that have kind of got that little scallop in. So I'll separate those. Now that's the first piece I want to put on because I want to line everything up. So what I do is that goes, so where the scallop is on our box, we're going to line that up central and just glue that in place. If I close it up, then I can put my piece on my top here. So I want one of the full pieces there. Because it's kind of nice to link them on while you're doing it, just to make sure that they line up straight. Ordinarily, I would say to glue any side panels on a 3D item, glue it on when it's flat. But with this, if I want this to line up with that, it's best to do it while it's in its 3D form. It looks like it's one continuous ribbon going all the way around my box. And then I'll pop another piece on here. Joining up with that piece there. Then another full piece on the bottom. Now I want it to look like it's running from one side all the way to the other, so I'm just lining it up. This is where wet glue comes into its own, isn't it? Because you've got that little bit of wiggle room there, so it's looking like one continuous ribbon that flows all the way around. Now the only thing is, we've got an interrupted bit here where this scallop is, so the rest of the ribbon looks like it's flowing all the way around, but you get that little bit of interrupted bit where you've got that scallop. So that is where these tiny little pieces that I said, don't throw that away, that little bit, that's where that comes into its own. So we're just going to fill in that little gap and make it look like it's continuous. So let's just pop that in. There. Now we've got that line going away, all the way around. But I want the line to go all the way around there as well. So I'm going to start with my scallop piece on here and then follow all the way around again. So I've got that tiny little piece to go above the scallop. It's just one of those little finishing touches that makes all the difference. Okay, now we go on to our full pieces. You'll get to the next panel and you'll cross over that one. So on the top and bottom of our box we've got that cool little crossover like you get, you know, with a real ribbon. Keep working round. Now our last one connects the last two strips. Okay, so there we are. We've got all of our strips on and we've got our little crisscross top and bottom, which I think is dead cool. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a lovely box? I just think it's great. Okay. Now, if we take the two pieces of the bow from the Sleigh Rides die set, just to finish it off, all we need to do there is we put a little bit, just one tiny bit of glue in that little square and then match the two squares up. And I'll just hold that for a minute. So we'll just put one tiny little bit of glue in the middle there and pop it onto our box. So we'll pop it straight into the middle of our box, into the crisscross of that ribbon. And how cute is that? Now, is that going to be the little favour box that you put on everyone's plate at your Christmas dinner table? Is it going to be a wedding favour box? How are you going to use yours? It's just the cutest little box. Like I say, it's 1.8 inches cubed. It'll fit up to 6 of those little sweets inside, and you can have it 3 different ways, with a sentiment, with panels, with the ribbons, or with numbers for an advent calendar. So how will you use yours? Please share yours and let us know. Share it in the group, Clayners Crafty Crew. We'd absolutely love to see it.